All right, what up? Messed up the intro already because it's been a while. Bagalas, first day back. We got the little tribe.
Yeah, half that. Two legs of a tripod.
But yeah, we're in here after the couple good games actually that played out. I can't believe Huntley actually had a chance there.
Yeah, that was a little crazy, man. The fumble at the end there was but if you got people lined up and back you to push you in, why jump and try? That just didn't make any sense. That's on him.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
know why. I don't know why he did that. It's not like long enough to no. He's not.
no, but and the thing is that you got the fullback back there and they're pushing you, so you should get low and use the momentum. And but he tried to, and then it just stood him up in the air while they was pushing him. It make no
Yeah,
sense.
well, he wasn't close enough to begin with. It wasn't close
No,
enough to do that kind of thing.
no, it
You
wasn't.
know. That was the other problem. But all right, so we got dynasty roster reviews, we got dynasty trades, a bunch of stuff. So let's go into the first roster here. We've got Steve from Germany sent in his roster. So let's take a look at the format here. This is a start 11. We've got one QB, two running back, three wide receivers, two tight ends, three flexes, and this is a 12 team, one QB league. It was the first year of the league this year, and he finished in second place. By the way, Steve, shout out to you. Thanks for following us all the way from Germany.
Germany,
It's
yeah.
actually it's actually 5:30 in the morning over there, so he's not currently watching, but he'll watch it in the morning. He
You
said,
never know. Maybe he's on the way to work. Got us booted up.
"Yeah, bright and early over there." But if we look at his picks here, looks like he's got no first in 23, 24, or 25. 207, 411, 511 for this year.
Hmm.
And let's look at some of the guys that he has here. At QB, he's got Herbert, Carr, Love, and Howell. This is a one QB, mind you.
Hmm.
We've got at running back ETN, Pollard, Pierce, Zeke, Wilson, Davis, Price, and Strong. Wide receivers, JJ and Chase. That's nice.
Yeah.
London, Watson, Pickens, Moore, Slayton, A Rob, Mechie, Thornton, Dortch, Demarcus Robinson. Tight ends, we got TJ Hawk, Jelani Woods, Zach Ertz, and Quarteriano. I said that right. Quarteriano. And this is a two tight ends, so he's got to start two tight ends here. And it looks like he made some trades. It looks like he traded all of his first for Chase, I guess, right?
Yeah, I would say. I would say that. I would say he traded
Yeah,
he
23 to
trade
25. He's got down here at the bottom. He's I got what he did here. He traded Rashard White and the 211 for Damian Pierce. He
Ooh.
traded Saquon and the 24 third for ETN and Pickens and the 2024 fourth. And he traded OBJ and Mooney and a 2023 311 for Elijah Moore, Mechie, and a 23 207. So, what do you think about the trades first? I guess we'll start there.
Um well uh the one that really stands out is the white and the 211 for Pierce, right? I would say that was a little that could have been a little much, because if you think about it, no, Pierce looked good early, and then he tapered off late, and then he got hurt. But White kind of looked, to me at least, White looked like he could, given the lead role, and he probably will get the lead role this coming year. I think he's on par with Pierce. I think going straight up, both of them, going straight up White for Pierce, I think could have been enough, and giving it to 11 is a little much. Saquon and a third for ETN Pickens. I mean, okay, I guess Saquon is Saquon, but ETN looks like he's going to be a player too. You know what I'm saying? And he has the catching upside. So I don't see anything there. I think actually to be able to grab pickings along with that, that's a decent trade. And getting rid of Odell and Mooney and getting Elijah Moore. Mechie, I think, could be a player coming back if he gets back from the cancer thing. I actually like the OBJ Mooney trade and getting Elijah Moore. If the Jets ever get a quarterback in there, you see what Flacco and Mike White was able to do. They gave Elijah Moore, and Elijah Moore is talented. He can play. You know what I'm saying? So, um, yeah, I don't have a problem with the trades. I just think maybe he paid a little bit too much for Pierce.
Yeah.
Right now, I mean, I don't know. I guess after seeing the playoff game, would you say Saquon and ETN kind of the same, right?
Yeah, I mean, you get to reset the clock a little bit on the running back position as
Yeah,
well, and then
couple years.
on top of that, you get Pickens, and you get a fourth back. So I feel like you get, basically split the asset. You get the 2 for 1, especially in a start 11 where, you need,
You
a
need the
shorter
players.
keeper, you need the players. So, and then the upside that Pickens has. So it's the perfect tier down, if you do have Saquon, like that's a perfect tier down move that you want to make. So I love that move. I love the OBJ, Mooney, and the third for Elijah Moore and Mitchell. You've got some
Yeah.
upside in Elijah Moore. I mean, you've got to pray and hope. And then Mechie, he's in a good position, and you got to hope that situation
Hopefully he
works
comes
out.
back. Yeah, he comes back healthy and everything. But
Yeah.
yeah,
And then
like
you get the
Saquon.
207. You get the 207
Mhm.
on top. I mean, I'll take the
Yeah,
207 over OBJ right now.
he's
Uh,
not playing. He's not playing, dude.
so to get Moore and Mechie, that's good there. I mean, Rashard White, yeah, I guess you gave up a little bit much. I mean, because Rashard White, you can kind of just wait it out, and he might be kind of the same thing that Damian Pierce is. So they are kind of
That's
even.
what I'm saying. To give up the
Give up a little bit
211,
more there, but it's not too bad. That's not
it's
too
not.
bad.
It's not horrible.
And then you gave up the 3 first for Chase. I mean, that was big, obviously. But listen, you went out and got what you wanted.
Jamon Chase.
You've
Yeah.
got JJ Chase and Drake London, and that kind of gives you 3 really good young wide receivers to kind of try and build off of. And
And
it's one QB,
don't forget Christian Watson.
and Christian Watson too. But being that it is one QB, you can take the chances a little bit more of giving up your first if you're getting the position players that kind of help you out there. But
Yeah.
all right, so tell me, Bagala, what's some of the studs, what's some of the core players that you don't want to give away?
Probably the studs and the core that you want to keep would be JJ Chase, ETN, and Herbert. Right? Those that's your core, I think, going forward. JJ Chase, Herbert, and ETN. I would have to see. It was a down year for Herbert, but I still think Herbert has the talent to be like one of the top 5 quarterbacks, especially if somebody like Sean Payton goes there. So you're going to want to hold him. But those are the 4 guys I would say this is my core, and it would take a lot for me to move them. London is a good young asset. Watson is a good young asset, but they're just not there yet to say like they're going to be one of some of your core guys. They show flashes that they're pretty good, but they're still really young. So for me, the core of this team is Herbert, ETN, JJ, and Chase. Maybe I'm a little biased, or a little like what do you say? With just watching ETN the other night, you kind of see, you know what I'm saying? And now it's like, yeah, next year he could be one of those top 5 backs if he's able to stay healthy. He's one of those dudes, right? So yeah, that's the core 4 for me. Those 4 players really.
Jason, what up, Jason? Thanks for tuning in, brother. But yeah, I'm gonna add 2 more to that. So I agree with Herbert 100%. And Herbert, even though it was a down year, I mean, he threw for almost 5,000 yards. He threw for 4,700 yards. He only threw for 25 touchdowns was the problem. So, if it wasn't for that, he'd be, up there. He was still finished QB number 8. So
Mhm.
It's just not what we expected. We expected him to be top 5. So if he throws more touchdowns, he'll get in there. But he did have injuries kind of all season, and he didn't have all his full weapons through the whole year. So give him that. But he can throw the football. We can see that, and
He
we've
definitely can.
proven
He's
that
one of
already.
those.
So
Yeah.
I agree. Out of the running backs, ETN is the only one that I would want to build around, especially in this where you've only got to start 2 running backs. So I'd like to keep ETN. JJ and Chase 100%. London for me is an automatic keep. I'm not getting rid of London. Watson's on the fence. I'll trade him, if you have to. And then I'm gonna add, other than Drake London, I'll add TJ Hawkinson to this.
Oh.
Um, at tight end in the league where you got to start 2 tight ends. I'm keeping TJ. Yeah, I'm not getting rid of TJ, especially in a league where you got to start the 2 tight ends. So I'll add that one to it. What do you think about that?
I mean, I guess you could say that since you have to start the 2 tight ends, but having Pickens, having Watson there, and London, you could always make a move with London and T.J. Hawkinson and go get, you know, one of
Mm,
a better tight end. You know what I'm saying, or
no, I'm not.
something like that. But I guess if you want to say you're going to keep T.J. Okay, he's a decent option. He's good. I just don't. I feel like if there's anything better that comes around, I wouldn't have a problem moving off of TJ.
But who's better? That's come. I mean, TJ is going to be what, a top 5 dynasty tight end now that you think about it. I mean, I haven't
Well,
gone through the rankings, but he's got to be right up there.
you hope, and you got to see what he's going to be in a full season with Kirk Cousins, and you got to see what happens with Kirk Cousins. You know what I'm saying? Kirk Cousins is also 35 years old. He's getting up there, so you gotta see what happens at what time does the Vikings decide to turn and go say, all right, Kirk Cousins hasn't won us a championship. Now let's turn back the clock because he is getting up there. What did he sign? Another 2-3 year deal. Um, they're not going to be paying him 35, $40 million after this contract. So at the
They got to
very
pay him
best,
this year. They got to
you
pay him
got
this.
to pay. Yeah, you pay him this year, maybe next
They got to
next
pay
year
him.
coming.
They have to.
But after next year, what do you do? You know what I'm saying? For the Vikings, you don't know if he's coming back. So for me, if you could somehow package a London and a Hawkinson and get a Kyle Pitts or get somebody like that, then you start thinking about that, But as we're gonna see next year, I'm sure somebody's gonna break out in the tight end position and start, taking over and being those top tight ends as we see Andrews, even getting the Andrews, as we see Andrews and Kelsey get a little bit longer in the tooth. But like Hawkinson just worries me. I just don't know how many more games Kirk Cousins has left with the Vikings this year coming up. Yeah, but after this year, I really don't know.
Well, I mean, he was still good without Kirk Cousins, and I think being that they've got JJ and they've got TJ Hawkinson, it would be a viable spot for a QB to want to go to, or it would be, in the Vikings' best interest to find a QB because of the weapons that they do have. So I'm not as worried about that. And being that you got to start 2 tight ends, I definitely want TJ. I even like Jelani Woods here as well. But
Yeah, I like Jelani Woods. I think he's going to be a good tight end, good safety blanket for the rookie coming in that's going to play in Indianapolis. They're going to get one of these quarterbacks in the draft.
yeah. You can probably cut Demarcus Robinson and cut Davis Price.
Yeah, you can probably
Because they're just kind of out of it. Mason now has like that third position locked up, that third RB slot locked up. But
probably Davis Price can probably go on the waivers. Demarcus Robinson also can, and I would say I would, you know, I would be thinking about cutting A-Rob as well. Like,
yeah, he's kind of just on the fence. You might just,
yeah,
want to hold him and just see what happens, just because he's going to be in a good position, with a good quarterback. It obviously didn't work out this year, but you know, it's not like you're going to pick up somebody better off of the waivers unless there is somebody out there that's better. But I doubt it if you've got Demarcus Robinson in there as well. But all right, so the team. I mean, he finished second place this year with this squad because he's got JJ, he's got Chase. But what are some of the team needs that you think here? Don't forget we got to start 11. It is 2 tight end. What are some of the team needs you think here?
Um, I would say maybe try and upgrade a second tight end. Get something a little bit better, maybe. It kind of looks like he's set at his wide receiver spot. His wide receivers go pretty deep, and Elijah Moore and Pickens going to be better next year. Mechie's probably going to get healthy. He's going to come back. I even like a Thornton. Thornton made some plays from New England. Slayton, he played big today. He's been good for the Giants. I don't know how long that lasts. And I guess I like his running backs, Etienne, Pollard, Zeke, Pierce. Pierce is a good RB2. So, yeah, if anything, I would just try and see if I can get another starting tight end in there, because that Indy tight end room is just muddled. Mo Alley Cox, and and you don't know who's going to be the quarterback there. I'll definitely keep Woods, but I'm looking to get another starter in there at some point.
Yeah, well, Ali Cox I think his contract is up, so it should be Jelani Woods and Kyle Granson again. And Woods started coming along at the end of the season, so you hope going into next season I look for him. Sports Sequence, what's up? Says A-Rob is definitely a cut candidate if he doesn't do anything again next season. I agree 100%. But being that, I mean, you've got like DeMarcus Robinson on the bench. It's like you might as well just hold on to A-Rob and pray. I mean, because there's probably not anybody out there better. But I agree 100%. I mean, A-Rob was very disappointing. But definitely.
And maybe if I'm him, I'm maybe try and get a first, get back into the first in 2024 if I can do that.
If you can,
But,
yeah. I think I'd like to probably get another top end receiver to go with JJ, Chase, and London, or something. If you can do that there, I think we're definitely fine at QB. What are some trade pieces as well that we have here? I don't mind getting rid of Pierce and Zeke. I mean, Pierce and Zeke got to go for me.
Oh,
Watson,
Zeke,
Pickens, both are tradable as well. So these are guys that I'm trying to probably look to move. Can you move Pierce and the 207 for a wide receiver?
maybe.
Can you move Pierce and the 207 for Devonta Smith? Is that something would you do?
Maybe you could probably do that.
For a Michael Pittman.
Yeah, you could somewhere along those lines. It just won't be, that top tier. It'll probably be a step down if you're looking to trade Pierce and Zeke, but or the 207. Honestly, I would want to keep Pierce. And I think the better trading chip right now, as it stands, the better trading chip, just because of what it looked like and how he played during the season. Tony Pollard. I would rather trade Tony Pollard. I'd probably be able. That'd probably be easier. Maybe not, but I would trade Tony Pollard 207. Honestly, I don't know what's gonna.
Can we get a first for Tony Pollard and the 207?
Probably not. I don't think so.
Or a late first?
Maybe a late first. Somebody in that 12, 11, 10 range that it figures, all right, I'm getting a running back and I'm only moving back a couple of spots, and plus they'll already have their second.
Yeah.
They probably would be enticed to do that, and you can probably get a back end late first for this year. You know,
Same thing with Pierce. Can you combine Pierce and the 207 or Pierce and Mechie? You know,
well, I think you're gonna take 50 cents on the dollar on Mechie anyway
Pierce and
because he hasn't
Pickens,
played.
Pearson Pickens, Pearson and Watson, Pollard and Watson, Pollard and Pickens. Any kind of combination
Well,
that can get you one step up on another wide receiver. That's what I want to do
well,
here. I don't care about the
yeah,
running
but
back
if
really.
I'm giving Watson, I'm not giving Pierce also, unless I'm getting into the middle of the first round, closer
Well,
to the
no,
top.
I'm saying it doesn't even matter about the first round. You can even go after a player. Can you give up, Pierce and Watson and go after a wide receiver? You know,
Oh yeah, if you I definitely
DK
think if
Metcalf,
that's yeah, if
Jalen
that's
Waddle.
I was just about to say that name. I was just about to say Jalen Waddle. If you can package Pierce and Watson and go get a Jalen Waddle, somebody thinks that that's a trade that you should look at. You know what I'm saying? Then you're rolling. But because Watson has showed and he's had the early success that he can play and he can produce. But a lot of people might hold off on that also because you just don't know what Aaron's gonna do. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I would package Pierce and Watson for a Jalen Waddle. Definitely, definitely.
Yeah, I try and package Pollard and a wide receiver and/or the
Or
pick,
Pierce
or
and a wide
Pierce and the
receiver.
wide receiver on the pick, or really both of them and the wide receivers and the pick separately, though, two separate transactions. But yeah, if you can pick up two more wide receivers somehow, getting off of Pollard and Pierce, that are a step up from Watkins and Pickens, that would be something I would want to do because you've got to start three wide receivers. You've also got three flexes to play as well. So I'm more inclined to go wide receiver than running back. You only got to start two running backs. So if you can start ETN and you can just fill in that second running back slot every week with something, I like that
Well,
a lot better.
yeah, and well, what you're saying is a step up is just like if you go and you package that with a to get a Jalen Waddle,
Yeah,
you just know Waddle's going to be good every week. You know what I'm saying? These guys, they can turn out to be something. You know what I'm saying? But they still have a little bit of question marks and a little bit more, time to develop. I think Pickens is going to need a little bit more than Watson, but even if you want to wait, that's good too, because I do think Watson has a better season if he can stay healthy next year. And I'm kind of excited to see what George Pickens can do now that it's, him and Deontay, and there's no more Claypool taking up all of his looks and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, especially since, we've got no first for the next 3 years. I really
You
want to
want to
try
get
and move off of Pollard and Pierce now at that peak value so that you can hop off and get those wide receivers that you need to just kind of keep building around. So that's kind of like the most important thing that I see out of it is taking advantage of, Pollard and Pierce and their value right now. And even Zeke, you don't have to keep Zeke either. I don't know who's going to take Zeke. Can you sell him for a second? I'll take a second for him. um, but yeah, that's another thing you could look at too. Zeke for a second.
Yeah, but also I think if you wait until the season starts, and I think you would be able to get a little bit more out of trading Pierce and say Watson. You know what I'm saying? Because uh, just on their teams, Pierce is going to go into this year. He's probably going to be the starting back. You know what I'm saying? With a rookie quarterback, he's going to get a ton of volume. His stock is going to go up, and probably after week 3, week 4, you could probably trade him by himself for a first round pick.
But
You
that's
know what
only
I'm
a
saying?
problem. You could trade him now for a first. The problem is, like you're saying,
Maybe.
it's only a probably because you don't want to wait until the season starts. You don't want to wait till free agency comes. You don't want to wait till the draft comes because if they draft a running back or get a running back, that's going to hurt him. So you don't want to take that chance. You might as well trade him now because you want to take advantage. So that's one thing I
Yeah,
will say about that is I want to trade him before anything can possibly happen. Until you get Michael
yeah, I
Carter.
just think yeah, but no, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think Pierce has showed enough that they feel like he's in their plans for their future. I don't know. I just don't see Houston going to get another running back, and maybe Bijan, but I don't think they get
Well, no, I
Bijan.
mean, it doesn't have to be anybody significant. I don't think they go out and get Bijan or Gibbs or anybody like that, but if they bring in just anybody to just play some kind of role, that's gonna hurt Pierce, being that the offense
Maybe,
isn't great in the first place, like. But if
yeah,
they come and
maybe,
bring in a Kareem Hunt, like,
yeah, maybe.
so that's
Yeah.
all I think about there. But yeah, I guess those are the trade pieces that we're looking at. I think we gave you a few targets there as well, Steve. But let us know if you've got any other questions going forward or any other trades. The tight ends. I mean, you've got Woods, you've got Ertz. He's going to play again next year. I really like Woods as a buy low. So that being that you have him, that's good. You do want to try and upgrade that position, and you can try and do that in the draft as well. I mean, at the 207. I mean, I doubt Michael Mayer is going to be there at the 207, but maybe if you can grab a Kincaid, I don't know who's going to be there, like I said, but that's one guy you can try and look at the 207 there to try and upgrade that tight end room. If there's not any kind of good wide receivers left, because I mean, at that point you are in a one QB, so I'm sure not everybody's going after the QBs, which kind of makes it tough on the later draft picks because everybody else, all the position players are going.
Hmm.
But all right, that was the first roster review. Let's get into the second one here. We've got Jason. Jason, thanks, brother, for sending us your team. Let's see what you got. And here we've got a lot of draft capital. This is kind of a rebuilder a little bit.
Yes, it is.
But this is a start 10 Superflex 10 team. Starting a QB, a Superflex, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, a tight end, and 2 flex positions. We've got in 2023 the 101, the 104, the 107, the 201, the 203, the 205, and the 206. In 2024, we've got 3 first-round picks and 4 seconds, along with his third. And in 2025, he's got 2 firsts, 2 seconds, a third, and a fourth. So yeah, some really good draft capital there. And we've got Superflex. We've kind of got doo-doo QBs here. This is just a no-no. We've got to fix
That's
this.
not good.
Pickett, Winston, and Darnold. Then we've got at running back Jalen
You got
Warren,
no running
McKissick,
backs either.
Homer, and Burkhead. We've got at wide receiver Wilson, Pickens, London, Gallup, Samuel, St. Sun God's brother, and Minuous, whatever his name is, St. Brown.
George
George
Rager, Devontae
Rager,
Parker,
McKenzie,
McKenzie.
Davis, Hamler, McCutcheon, Darden, Smith, Watkins, Frymouth, Ingram, Ruckert, Okonkwo at tight end. And all right. So
I think Jason was tanking.
first off, I want to say get Watkins off your team, get Shi Smith off your team, get Darden off your team, get McCutcheon off your team, and get Rager off your team like now, yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get them off.
And just pick up a bunch of backup running backs that are on the damn waiver wire. That's the first thing I think, I'm looking at. But all right, what's some of the studs? What's some of the core players we got here, Bagala, that you don't think you really want to trade and you want to build around here?
Yeah, the only core players really is Wilson, Garrett Wilson, Pickens, and London. Maybe Pickett. Maybe Pickett. Maybe Frymouth. But then again, he got Ingram there, and he got the tight end from Tennessee who he looks really good. He does. He looks really good. So, but those are the 3 wide receivers that I think that's his core. Everything else, everything else is movable. Maybe Pickett. Maybe Pickett. I don't know. But everything else is movable.
Yeah, I
Because
like the
this
tight
is a
end
super.
room.
Yeah,
The tight end
I
is
like
tight
the.
end room is definitely the strongest on your team. I mean, you only get to
It
start one of
is.
them, but you've got guys that you can play in there. So that's
Yeah, he got it. He has two flex spots, so he could start two of them if he really needs to.
that's
But
true. If
it,
Ingram keeps
it, it
playing,
is, yeah, it's a strong suit. But those are your three core guys right there. This is going to be a long rebuild, so you probably got time, for them to pan out. What I would say is this: number one, draft Bijan Robinson. Turn around with the 104 and go get Bryce Young. And then, you know what I'm saying? And from there, then you can make your moves. But those should be your two picks. You should go get Bijan.
yeah,
You should go get Bryce Young. Pickett's not the answer. Maybe he gets better next year. I don't know. But but even in the super flex, you need another quarterback.
yeah, I think there's definitely a lot
Winston
of
is not playing. Yeah, Winston is not playing. You might need two quarterbacks.
yeah,
You
especially
know
in
what I'm
this
saying?
especially in this particular situation. Yeah,
Yeah, because
your major team is
you
that
can
QB.
basically drop Jameis Winston. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he's not playing, and you
Well, no,
need
I
to
mean,
get
hold
Bijan.
on to him. Just you hold on to him just in case. You never just because you need QB, you have nothing right now, so you got to just hold on to him. He's worth a roster
Yeah,
spot. You
but
can get rid of some of those wide receivers, but yeah, team need is
yeah,
definitely going to be QB. I don't even think Pickett is the answer there, but he is a starter right now. They're going to give him the benefit
that's
of the doubt. So,
yeah.
all right, so yeah, leave your wide receiver. I mean, leave your tight end room alone. I think we can say leave that alone. I mean, upgrading is always
Unless
good,
some,
but I think you got other problems right now.
yeah, but
You know?
you have flexibility there to make a move. So if you're trying to make a move and somebody needs a tight end, you can move somebody out of there. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? And
yeah,
I
I
think
wouldn't
you
I wouldn't move Fryermuth. I'd move either
no,
Ingram
I
or
think
Okonkwo.
yeah, your most valuable movable piece in the tight end room is Ingram. So I would try and move Ingram.
But yeah, let's see. All right, so what's some good trade pieces? We just talked about the tight ends, Ingram and Okonkwo. Some good guys that you can try and trade there. But who else on
It's
this team
Ingram.
is tradable other than the tight ends?
Um, you know, Ingram is tradable. And I would have to say the only other three guys that are tradable is Garrett Wilson, George Pickens, and Drake London.
Yeah,
There's
I don't want to
nobody
get
else
rid of them.
here, but you don't want to get rid of them. So, and I don't want to get rid of them either. So
Well,
what?
Pickens, I'll get rid of. Pickens, I'm okay actually with getting rid of, just because of his perceived value. I'm okay with coming off of Pickens, but I'm not giving up Garrett Wilson and I'm not giving up Drake London. Those are the two core players that I'm gonna try and build around in the wide receiver room. But
I would be okay with giving up Pickens, but it's just that I don't have anything else.
yeah, so
You
this is
know,
what
so for me to give him up, I would, you know what I'm saying? I don't even think I would give up any of my players. Maybe I package Pickens with some of these first round picks in next year's draft or the year after that. But I think that this is crazy. You just gotta, if you're gonna make any moves, you gotta trade the picks. And if you're not gonna trade the picks, you gotta hit on your picks.
yeah.
I,
I
I
think you
don't
can
think
you
you
can
can
try and
move.
compete and definitely by 25. You've got a bunch of 24 picks, and depending how these picks land out this year, could possibly compete in 24. But you've got to make some moves. So this is what
Mhm.
I'm thinking here. I agree with you on the 101. We're going to take Bijan Robinson at
Yeah,
the 104. I agree as
you
well.
gotta turn around.
We'll take whatever QB is there. If CJ Stroud is there, if Bryce Young is there, because it depends who has those picks, what they're going to go with. We don't know if they're going QB or if they're
Yeah,
going to go, something else. But as long as
You got it.
one of them don't go
You got to get
QB,
a quarterback.
you're good and to get that QB. So now you're going to have Bijan at running back. You're going to have Stroud or Young at QB along with Pickett. And then you still got the 107, the 201, the 203, the 205, the 206. So 203,
At the
205, 203, 205, 206. You can stack up on running backs like deep in that round if you can,
I
or wide
would
receivers
turn around.
if wide
Yeah.
receivers fall. But
I would
we're gonna
also turn
trade.
around
Go ahead.
in 201 with 201, 203, 205, to one of those picks, dude. I gotta take another quarterback.
Yeah, but as it depends who's there at QB. We don't know
I would,
how high Levis
yeah.
or Richardson's going to go, and if they don't go in the first round, I'm not going to spend that pick on them. So what we're going to do is we're going to combine the 107 and the 201, and we're going to try and go buy a damn QB. 107, 201, and 203, whatever you got to give up, and buy any QB that you possibly can. Try the hurt ones or try the ones that haven't performed. Go after the Kyler Murrays, the Lamar Jacksons.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can get Trey Lance for cheap. It depends, but you can try and buy any QB that you possibly can, and just start at the top and work your way all the way down, and see who's willing to try and give up a QB for the 107 and a combination of those two picks. Or you even have 2024 first. Can you give up the 107 and a 2024 first and go get yourself, a stud QB, a top 12 guy? So if you do that, then you're rolling in with a rookie QB and Bryce Young or Stroud, Kenny Pickett, and a stud proven QB. And you're rolling in with Bijan Robinson. You've got Garrett Wilson. You've got Drake London. You've got Pickens. Can you take Pickens and one of those second round picks that you don't move and go and get yourself back into the first round? That you've got so much things that you can do. Or can you combine Pickens in the second and tier up at wide receiver?
Well, maybe, but I don't know. I don't think this year is the year for him to. You just got to see, right? You can't, with a team like this and all of the picks. You really got to see where the draft board falls, right? I don't think you can probably try and make some moves beforehand and things like that. I'm sure he knows the teams in his league, but yeah, you need another quarterback. You need two quarterbacks. I feel like you need two quarterbacks. You need You need a two running backs, and you
I ain't worried
need
about
to
the
get
running back
another.
yet. Running
And
back,
you need to get another wide receiver.
Yeah,
You have to get another wide receiver.
All right. So what if we do this? Tell me how you think this looks. Right. We get Bijan with the 101. We get Bryce Young or CJ Stroud with the 104. We take the 107 and the 2024 first, and we go buy Kyler Murray. So now, and then we take George Pickens and the 203, and we go and buy Chris Olave. Now we're rolling with Wilson, Olave, and London as your three wide receivers. You got Bijan at running back. You've got your two QBs in Bryce Young or CJ Stroud and Kyler Murray. And you've got Pickett still, on the bench, whatever. And you got Freiermuth. How do you think that sounds? And you still got picks. You still got other picks and other second round picks where you can fill out some more wide receivers and or running backs, whatever that board falls. What do you think about that?
Yeah, you could definitely do that.
Now you're in position to possibly even compete next year, but then you've got, really you're not going to compete until 2024, because then you've got those.
Yeah,
don't forget,
because
you'll still have 2 firsts left at that point as well. I mean, and then you've got the 4 seconds, and you'll be rolling deep. I mean, you'll be ready in 2024. This is a 1-year rebuild. I think it's possible.
Yeah, maybe because you would have to get one, like you said, get one of those QBs that people are sour on.
And we've got the assets to do it, so we've got to take advantage, especially since we've got no QBs. We're trying to build if we can build around the two QBs and you've got Bijan, so you've got the two QBs, you've got Bijan, and then you've got some studs in Wilson, London, and if you can get the Olave for the Pickens in the second, that'd be awesome too. Like
I
I
think
think
trying to
you're
get
rolling.
Olave would be hard.
But if you're giving up Pickens and the second,
Maybe.
you know,
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
or even if you give
Yeah.
up 2 seconds, you got 4 seconds next year. Can you give up? I give up Pickens in 2 seconds for Olave because
Mhm.
Pickens I like. He's got upside, but there's just something that scares me. I mean, he doesn't demand targets. Deontay's there who just hogs everything. It's just I don't know,
Yeah, but
and I'd much rather
yeah, I
have
would
Olave,
like to.
you know, and
Yeah,
you've got the
I
assets,
would too.
so it's not like you're really giving up, a crazy lot.
Yeah, but I would too. I just would like to keep Pickens with Olave, you know?
If you can get Olave without giving up Pickens, I mean, what else can we give up here to try and get Olave? I mean, can we give up, maybe a tight end? Maybe you could give up Ingram or Okonkwo and a second or 2 seconds. I don't
Probably
know. It
you
depends
can,
what
yeah,
that
you
team needs,
can.
right?
It depends on what that team needs. So yeah, somebody.
Jerry Judy is another name you can throw out there.
Jerry Judy is
Trying to
another
think
name, but
who's
I
mostly
think
free agent.
anybody with Jerry Judy at 23 years old, the
Devonta.
way he ended the season, they're gonna ask for a first for Jerry Judy.
Yeah, but if you're giving up Pickens and you're giving up, a second or 2 seconds, they might be
Maybe
inclined to take. They
I
might be
think
inclined
I
to take
yeah,
that.
but I like that Jerry Judy thought more because at least you're getting somebody that I think he's a little bit better than Olave right now, and he'll give you a little bit better consistency just because I don't think Russ is going to be as bad. And then with the Saints, you just don't know who's going to be their quarterback. Are they going to roll with the pistol, or is Winston going to come back in the fold, or is Taysom Hill? You just don't know. So I would target Jerry Judy rather than Olave, even though I love Olave.
Yeah, I mean, see what you can get. Any of those guys, it all depends on what that team kind of needs or how that GM
Mhm.
is. But I mean, listen, those are just a bunch of options kind of that we threw out there that I think and you can definitely turn this
You
team
have to be,
around
yeah,
pretty
you
quick,
have to be
pretty
very
quickly.
flexible.
You can turn this team around pretty quickly. I mean, worst
But
comes to
whatever
worst,
you
even if
do,
you
don't trade that 101 or that
no,
104.
we're not gonna
You
trade the
keep rolling.
101. I don't think we're in that bad of a shape that we've got to trade the
No.
101 because you've got all these other picks. You can still get the QBs that you need, but we've got to get the QBs. We've got to get the QBs. We have to.
Yeah, because it's a super flex, you have
And
to
you
get the QBs.
and you've got the assets that you're gonna have to get whoever possible that you can.
Mhm.
You know,
And at least,
Justin Herbert hasn't played well, right? Can you go after Justin Herbert? I mean, Trevor
maybe.
Lawrence took a big step up, so it's going to be hard to get him. But
Mhm.
yeah, can you get Justin Herbert? Can you get? I mean, can you get a
A
Daniel
Tua
Jones
Tonga,
for cheaper? A Tua,
Tua's, with the injury concern. I think Tua is really interesting because a
Kyler,
lot of
Lamar?
people, yeah, a lot. But even with Tua, a lot of people don't know what's going to happen with him, so they might be looking to get out from under him. And for a team like this, that might be, something
Yeah,
they can look into and get Tua on the cheap. Hold on one second.
yeah, yeah. I mean, they've already said that. They've already said that they look at Tua as the quarterback, so he's going to be playing next year and on the team. So, as long as the doctors don't say that he can't play or that he's at some kind of crazy risk or anything like that. So it looks like he's going to be good to go there. But yeah, those are some of the QBs that I would be trying to target because it's very important you fix this QB room while you're trying to make this build up, while you're trying to build this team up. Because I mean, yeah, you're getting Bijan. Like I said, then if you can draft that young QB, and you can also trade for a stud QB, if you can make some kind of trades to get another top wide receiver, that'd be awesome as well. You've got a bunch of second round picks where you can either trade those or build out, that wide receiver room with some of those picks there. It is super flex, so some of those wide receivers will fall down, but you can, like I said, you can set to compete here. I think, in 2024, I think it's the year that you'll be coming out to compete. You still got first there. So let us know how this works out for you, Jason. Hit us up if you got any questions. Anything else you got to throw out here, Bagala?
No, yeah, just stay flexible, keep your top picks, and yeah, you said it the best. He could be ready to go in 2024. He just needs to, Bijan definitely has to be that first pick because you don't like the running backs. You need at least one.
Yeah.
Warren
No,
and
definitely,
McKissick ain't gonna get it done.
No, you got a bunch of second rounders, so you can pick up some RBs there too. That could give you some decent production. But yeah, I'm focused more on the wide receiver room because you got to start 3 of them, and then you've got also the 2 flexes as well.
So
And
you
when we're
would like
rebuilding,
at least a good 4, maybe 5 wide receivers.
oh yeah, that's what I definitely want. And then you can worry about the running backs after. But you'll have Bijan to kind of hold that down anyway for you. So yeah, just get them QBs. Get them QBs.
Yeah, and look to move Ingram. Ingram has some value right now.
Yeah. Definitely. All right, so that wraps it up for roster number 2. We've got one more. We've got one more roster to do. And then we got some trades I was going to look at and see. We'll talk some trades. I found a little Dynasty trade thing, and we've got all kind of recent trades that's been made in real leagues. So we'll go over some of those. All right. Let's hit this one up, Bog. We've got, this is Joey.
Yeah.
Joey hit me up on Facebook. We've got a 12-team Superflex here. It's only a start 8, though. So we've got a QB in a Superflex spot. We've got 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 1 flex. So not that deep. We're not starting too many. Looks like the roster size is not too deep as well. We've got, in 2023, we've got picks 104, 107, 111, 202, 203, 204, 206, 209, 212. So a bunch owns the whole second round, basically.
Yes, he does.
In 24, we've got 2 firsts, 4 seconds, a third. And in 2025, he's got all his picks. We've got the taxi squad of Brevin Jordan, David Bell, and Sky Moore.
Get him out of there. Get
tight end
Brevin
room.
Jordan is taking up a spot. There's no reason for him to do that.
Tight end room, we've got Pitts and Okonkwo. QBs, we've got Russell Wilson, Geno Smith, Mayfield, Mike White, Trey Lance. Running backs, J.K. Brees Hall, JT, Donovan Knight, Gibby, Herbert, White, and Spiller. Wide receivers, we've got DK, Elijah Moore, Ayuk, Collins Bateman, Tony Sutton, Terrence Marshall, Atwell, and Shenault. All right, where's the studs at, Bagala? Who are we building around? Who are you not getting rid of here?
Well, for this team, I'm keeping Brees Hall, Brees the Beast. I'll keep JT. I guess you could say you could keep DK and Kyle Pitts. And I want to say I want to keep Trey Lance, but I just don't know what's going on.
I think you have to. You don't want to take, bottom dollar. So you got to just hold on to him and hope, with the upside that he has.
Something happens.
Which is interesting. I mean, we know Brock Purdy obviously is doing his thing, but I think the one thing that just gets me the most is like, all right, if Brock Purdy can do that, imagine what a guy like Trey Lance can do if Brock Purdy's doing that. Like that's
yeah, but it's different. It's different because Brock Purdy played 4 years. 4 years. I think he played at Iowa State. He's a lot more mature. He understands defenses a lot better because he just didn't have the athleticism to rely on to run around. You know what I'm saying? Trey Lance played 1 year of ball, if that. So, it's just Purdy's more mature. He sees the field better. And if they have a quarterback that's doing this, I just don't understand why would they try. I know they paid a lot, and I know he has potential through the roof and upside through the roof, but they're getting it done with Purdy, and he looks like he's rolling. So yeah, you have to hold him just because you have to hold him. I guess Trey Lance is there, but for me, it's Bryce, it's JT, it's DK, it's Pitts, and you know what? And that's it. Maybe I throw Tony in there.
Nah, it's not worth it. And a start 8, I don't think it's worth it. But yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
agree.
those are the ones.
Pitts, Brees Hall, JT, and DK are the guys that I'm going to want to. I wouldn't even say DK.
Mhm.
I'm okay with getting rid of DK if you could tear up from him. But yeah, so those are the main guys that we're looking at there. What are the team needs? We need a wide receiver 2. I would like to have, and QBs. You need
Yes.
QBs. I mean, it's only start 8, so your QBs are really important here. You've got Pitts and Okonkwo, which I love, so you've got that advantage at tight end. And in a shallow league like this, the running backs are important. So having Brees Hall and JT is great. I love that. JK is a guy that I think I want to get rid of. That's a trade piece. Elijah Moore, Ayuk, Collins, Bateman, Tony, all trade pieces. Wilson, Geno Smith, trade pieces. Shit, even Okonkwo, I'm okay with having it as a trade piece. If somebody wants a tight end.
Yeah, I think this team needs it needs better quarterbacks behind Russell Wilson, and also it needs younger quarterbacks behind Russell Wilson. Get Baker out of there. He's taking up space. Get him the fuck out of there. Taking up a roster space. Get him out of there. Mike White, get him the fuck out of there too. You got the 104. You're probably gonna miss out on Bijan. You're probably gonna miss out on Gibbs. You'll miss out on JSN. You'll miss out on one of those receivers. You might want to take one of those receivers. It all depends on, how your draft board falls. But try and get another quarterback, young quarterback in there in the draft, and maybe
I don't
try
want
and
to
go out
draft
there.
one. That's the one thing, especially about QBs, that it's just the hardest to try and predict. And young QBs are always oh great and all this hoo ha, but especially if you've got the draft capital, I'd rather just go out and buy one if you have the chance. You can still draft one, but
Yeah,
because
maybe
you want
maybe
to have at
you
least 3. You want to have at least 3 good in a league like this where it's only start 8. Like those two, the quarterback and the super flexes, that's huge. That's a huge positional advantage in this kind of format. So, I want to take at least 2 of the picks. Take the 107 and the 111. Can you go out and buy a QB like we've been saying in some of the other roster reviews? Can you go buy the Kyler Murray? Can you go buy the Lamar Jackson? Can you go buy the Justin Herbert? You go to every single team and ask for every single QB. I'll give you 2
yeah,
first.
you never know.
What is it going to take to get done? You need at least one dominant QB here, So that's the one thing that I really want to do is get a dominant QB.
Yeah, but I'm
And then I
also
want to
thinking
come off.
from
And then I want to come off of Russell or Geno, add a pick to it, and try and get me another QB on top of that.
yeah,
I
maybe.
want to fix QBs because if you fix the QBs, you're ready to roll just by that alone.
Then you can add a receiver or whatever here or
Then
there.
you
I
trade
just
JK
go.
in one of the seconds for a wide receiver. I
Yeah,
mean,
but I was just going off the strength of, since it is a super flex and it is one, start 12, start 8, 12 team. Some people going to ask for an arm and a leg for those guys that you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? They might ask for even more, maybe.
so you give up
And
more.
more.
Look, you got all those seconds, but you got to see what it takes. Joey, you're gonna know better than we are.
Because it's
How
your league.
how your league is and how they're gonna respond or what they're gonna want for one of these QBs. So is it gonna take more than 2 first? That's fine because I need to get one of them, and you have the draft capital now. You've got 224 first as well. So you've got the draft capital to go out and at least secure one dominant QB so that you can do what you need to do. If you want to dominate this league, you need to get the positional advantage. You've got one at tight end already in Kyle Pitts, which is great. That's awesome. You've got Brees Hall and JT. That's awesome too. Now you've got DK. That's great. That's fine. You only need to start one other wide receiver, so it's not that crazy big of a deal. But yeah, if you can get a dominant QB and then take Russell and Geno, one or the other, and more picks and going, or add JK to that, can you trade Russell and JK and go out and get you, the Herbert, the Lawrence, or any one of those guys? It doesn't matter who it is. You're going to ask everybody, the Jalen Hurts, the Fields, whoever that you can possibly get, you've got to try and go and get, and start from the top and just work your way down, because that's the only way you're going to be able to.
I honestly think Herbert and his running back room has a little bit more juice just because of the situation. Monty might be leaving. He looked good when he had a chance. Try and throw him in a trade as well.
Trade piece too.
People people might be a little bit wondering what he can look like as a starting back, and Monty might leave, and they might let him walk, because nowadays teams want to get that big number one receiver for their quarterback. They might not want to pay Monty, so shop Herbert around. And but you, like Steve was saying, you need a quarterback and you need another wide receiver, but most importantly, you need more quarterbacks. You need
really all you need. That's really all you need almost to compete. Like, you can get away with DK and Ayuk, like, or Collins or Bateman for now, running that in the second wide receiver slot, even though we want to upgrade it. But then again, you've got all these second round picks, add the second to Elijah Moore. Can you get back in the first round? Add the second to Ayuk. Can you get back in the first round?
So what does he do with the 104?
So what are we doing with the 104? If we've got to trade it to get us a stud QB, we've got to trade it. I mean, again, we don't know, what's it going to cost to get one of these guys or two of these guys. I don't mind trading any of these picks to fill out your wide receiver room. But if you're able to buy a stud QB, let's say with the 107, the 111, and a piece, any wide receiver or one of the second round picks, and then you're able to add on top of that, if you're able to trade Russell or Geno with JK or one of the second round picks, if you have to get you another QB, and you've got yourself two good QBs now, and you were able to keep the 104 some way, shape, or form, that's best case scenario. You can either draft a QB if you weren't able to get that second QB, or you are going after one of the wide receivers. I mean, if Gibbs is there, you can take Gibbs. I would definitely love to take Gibbs if Gibbs was there. If Gibbs is not there, then you're taking either JSN, Addison, or Quentin Johnson, whoever's there. That's basically how I would look at it. But that's definitely what I'm trying to do in this kind of situation. You've got Okonkwo, too, who could be a trade piece if somebody needs a tight end. So you've got that to play with as well. I don't mind just picking up somebody on the scraps to just back up Kyle Pitts.
Because you're only starting what time?
Yeah. What do you think about that? And then what would you do with the 104?
Yeah, like you said, if he's able to keep it, you go whatever's left over. You know what I'm saying? If Gibbs is there, you take Gibbs. If not, it's going to be one of those three wide receivers, right?
Yep.
But trying to get those top quarterbacks, like you're saying, he's probably going to have to give up that 104. And it's probably going to take the 104 and the 107 to get one of those top quarterbacks.
If it does, it does. Don't forget, you got the 2024 first too. So if you can give up one of the 2024 first and the 107,
just to stay in just to stay in the first round,
just to be able to keep the 104. You want to try and keep the 104, but if you got to give it up, then you got to give it up, depending on who you're going to get. So that's absolutely fine.
Yeah, depending on who you ask for is going to dictate whether you have to give up that pick. You
Yeah.
understand? If you're asking for a Lamar, you're probably going to have to give up that pick. You're asking for a Trevor Lawrence right now, you're probably going to have to give up that pick.
Hmm.
If you go and you're looking for a Kyler's probably not going to start the season. So you got that working in your favor. You understand? So you might be able, if you go for a Kyler or a Tua Tagovailoa and things like that, those guys that have a little bit of injury concerns around them and a little bit more questions around them, you should be able to keep, that 104. But if you're looking for those tops, those Herberts, those guys like that, because nobody's going to give up Mahomes or anything like that. But if you're looking for those guys, you're going to have to give up the 104. So I actually think Russell will be better next year. So I think you could go after a Kyler. You could go after, a Tua Tagovailoa. Hey, listen, if you want to even go a little bit cheaper, Daniel Jones is playing phenomenal football right now. And if you can get Daniel Jones as a super flex or a second quarterback to plug in there, he runs, he throws, and he's not turning the ball over. So you can probably get away with giving up the 107 and the 111 for a Daniel Jones, or the 107 and one of those second round picks for a Daniel Jones, and you throw in a JK. And then you get to keep your picks, your two top 10 picks. So it's a lot of moving and grooving, but
Well, Russell, what about Russell and the 111 for Daniel Jones, or the Russell and 202 for Daniel Jones?
well, if I'm going to get
Or
Daniel Jones, I'm not going to give up Russ. Maybe, but I
you might
just
have
think
to.
Russell's going to. Yeah, but I think Russell's going to be better. I'd
I think
rather
so
give up
too,
Gino.
but with the age, I'd rather have Daniel Jones, and then if Russell Wilson doesn't get better, I mean, that's you're banking on Russell Wilson getting better. I'd rather not
Yeah,
bank on that if I don't have to. If I can get
yeah,
out,
but
then I'm getting out.
yeah, but I don't know. I think as long as you have one young quarterback, you know, then you're good because that older one, he's going to retire. He'll be bad. He'll move on. And then you can, find yourself. But if you can trade Russell and you're okay with going with Daniel Jones and Gino, then
Nah,
you
yeah,
throw you throw Russell in there with one of those picks, and you try and get Daniel Jones, and then has somehow, some way, you try and upgrade and get another one.
yeah. I just
But
think since it's so shallow, with only the start eight, like you have to get the studs. So, like, even though most likely that person's not going to give up Patrick Mahomes, I don't care if it costs you the 104, the 107, and the 111, and the next year first. If you can go get damn Patrick Mahomes,
yeah,
like you
but
need,
that's
you
the
need, you,
thing.
you need, you need the studs, but you
You
got to
can
see
ask.
at
You
least you
can
got to
ask.
see what it costs. You got to see what it costs. Just start. If it's too much, it's too much, but you've got to at least see. If you got to give up 3 first, I'm okay with it. Anything more than that, it's pushing it. But if you
You
could
can
give up
ask.
3 first for the Mahomes, Allen, Hurts, Burrows of the world,
I
then
just don't.
that's great.
Yeah, I
But
just don't see. I don't see people trading those guys. So
yeah, well, that's why you might have
that's
to
why
give up.
that's why I try and give options other than that. I mean, if you want to shoot for the moon, I'm aim for the moon,
You
shoot
got
for
to
the
do your due
stars,
diligence.
whatever
You
you
got to
want
do
to
your due
call it.
diligence. You got to do your
You,
due
you
diligence,
know, right ahead.
especially
But that's going to
especially
be a
now.
hard one.
You got to do the due diligence, especially now that people are starting to look into the rookies a little bit and everybody's getting that rookie fever. You never know. You never know what you can get. But yeah, start at the top because you need to get these 2 stud QBs. You get this you get the 2 stud QBs, and you're in position to compete every single year with this team. So
Yeah.
QBs are the most important. Wide receiver next, but it's not a crazy thing you need to go after right now. You can probably draft a wide receiver that might be you may be
No,
able to
and one of
get.
those guys, he has might pop next year. I mean, Nico
Oh,
Collins is finally getting.
Ayuk was top
Yeah,
20
and
guy this year. We don't know if that's going to continue to happen next year,
you don't
but
know he may be on a new team next year. You don't know if fucking the Jets get a new quarterback and more pops. You know,
Oh, okay.
Bateman's coming back off the injury.
This is what happened here. This is Joey, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
He was fourth in points scored, had bad schedule luck. I decided to sell Saquon and Devontae to a great team that wanted to go all in. Ended up getting Hall, Herbert, 107, 24 first, 207, 206, and a 24 second. Yeah, I like it. You got Hall,
Yeah, that's
you
not
got the
bad.
two firsts on top of it.
Yeah.
So I like the trade. I like the position that you were. I like the position that you're in. I mean, and you were fourth in points scored, and you know, you don't even have great QBs right now. So
Yeah, and the thing was, well, he started the season with Saquon and Devontae. So, you know, he realized that he wasn't really gonna go anywhere, and he made a move, and he sold Saquon, he sold Devontae, and he got the picks. That was an awesome move right there. If you knew you weren't going anywhere, so
I like
you
it.
know now I think first order of business is upgrading your quarterback room, and then secondly, try and get another receiver in there. You know, somebody to match DK, but I think your running backs are set. It's, same with the tight ends. I like his tight ends. I like his running backs. Upgrade the quarterbacks and maybe one more wide receiver, and you should be good to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Usually we like to build around the wide receivers, but with this format,
Two
the
wide
better,
receivers, it's better to build around the running backs, I think, and the
yeah,
quarterbacks.
yeah, the better option. You've got to get the QBs are just the most important. So you got to start there. But
If you was starting three wide receivers would be a lot more important.
yeah, definitely. But all right, so that's the third and final dynasty roster where we're going over tonight. But listen, I've got some trades here. I'm looking at one of these trade databases, and there's a bunch of trades that's been happening lately between this month and last month. But I wanted to go over some of them and see what you think here.
All right.
We've got a couple Garrett Wilson. Actually, I typed in Garrett Wilson. I can actually look at any player, but I was looking at Garrett Wilson. So, all right, Garrett will. Would you give up? Let's see, Alec Pierce and a late 2023 first for Garrett Wilson and a mid 2023 fourth.
So it was Alec Pierce.
Giving up Alec Pierce on a late first for Garrett
Mm-hmm.
Wilson and a mid fourth.
Yeah, I'm taking Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, I'll take Garrett Wilson
Yeah,
as well.
I'm taking Garrett Wilson. I
We've
mean,
got
a late first. I'm taking Garrett Wilson. He's going to be a stud.
Garrett Wilson for two late firsts.
So they're giving Garrett Wilson and getting two late first. I'm not doing that.
Are you taking two first for Garrett Wilson? No,
late first. How late?
Well, 12 teams, so anywhere between I guess 8 to 12.
No, I'd rather keep Garrett Wilson.
All right. How about all right? What pick would it take in the first round for you to give up Garrett Wilson?
Top 7.
So if it's a top 7 pick, you're okay with giving up Garrett Wilson?
I may be okay. I want to say top 5.
Well, I think,
but top 7 is being generous.
I think Superflex. I agree. Top 7. I think one QB.
It's top 5.
105. Yeah, 105
is top 5.
Yeah. I can definitely agree with that. All right, let's see what else we got here.
By the way, I told you he was going to be the best receiver in that draft, didn't I?
I don't remember that, but all right.
You remember it. You were hooping and hollering. You were hooping and hollering about Drake.
We haven't seen that. We haven't seen it yet. Well, Olave still got time. But anyway, all right. Cheetah, Garrett Wilson, and a mid 2023 second for Alvin Kamara, DK Metcalf, and Michael Pittman. Cheetah, Wilson, and a second, Kamara, DK, and Pittman.
It's rough. No, I'm keep. I love Cheetah. I love Cheetah.
Keeping cheating,
And
Garrett Wilson.
yeah, I'm keeping Cheetah and Garrett Wilson, man. I know Cheetah's getting up there in age, but he looks like it doesn't look like he's slowing down now one bit. You know what I'm saying? And Garrett Wilson is he's a young stud. No, it's Camaro. No, with the suspension and Michael Pittman, you don't know who's going to be throwing them the ball. Jeff Saturday might be out there playing quarterback next time we look. I mean, DK.
Who we were talking about some of the QBs. Let's see if we can see what some of these QBs cost. I don't know if this does. Let's see, here we go. Who are we looking at? Tua. Want to see what Tua's been costing?
Yeah. I think Tua's costing a little bit on the light side because of his injuries and stuff like
that. Tua and Cortland Sutton for a 2024 first, 2023 second, 2024 third, 2025 third. You're getting only one first. A first, a second, and 2/3 you're getting. Or you got to give up for Tua. I'd give that up for Tua and Sutton. I mean, that's nothing. One first.
You're just giving up one first.
One first, 1 second, and 2/3. I'm okay with that. Bye-bye. Give me Tua for that.
Yeah.
All right. Would you give up? Oh, this is a good one. Give up Jalen Hurts and get Tua and Josh Jacobs. Superflex league.
No. Not doing it.
Not doing it.
Nah, Jalen Hurts is that dude. Jalen Hurts is that dude.
That's a close one.
It's a close one, but Jalen Hurts is rushing.
It is, but I think then you could go ahead and turn Josh Jacobs into, at least a first, a mid first.
Maybe, but I think if it's Dynasty, why are you trading Jalen Hurts? You got a quarterback for the next 10, 15 years. Until whenever your dynasty ends.
Tua for a late 2023 first. Let's say the 108 for Tua. Are you giving up the 108 for Tua? Superflex?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Oh, yeah. I'll give it up for one. That's it, just for one.
Yeah,
Lamar Jackson. Are you giving up Lamar to go get Tua and Alvin Kamara?
That's a harder one. That's a harder one. Because Lamar's dynamic, don't get me wrong, but he just has some of those games. And Alvin,
I think I'm keeping Lamar. I'm keeping Lamar.
Yeah, I'm keeping Lamar.
I'm not taking Alvin.
I'm keeping Lamar.
All right, here's one for Trevor Lawrence. Tua, Nick Chubb, and a 3rd-round pick for Trevor Lawrence.
You bump that up to a second, you might have yourself Trevor Lawrence.
I'm on the Trevor Lawrence side. I'd rather have Trevor Lawrence than that.
I love me some T-Law. It's gonna take a little bit more than that. But Nick Chubb is Chubb is a beast.
All right. Would you take the Tua side or the Mike White and a late 2023 first? Let's say the 107. The 107 and Mike White or Tua? What side you on?
Yeah, we just said that the 108 for Tua, right? So if you're gonna give me Mike White and a pick, I'll throw in Mike White for no reason. Why don't you?
Oh yeah. Let's see. Tua for Kirk Cousins in a second.
Nah, I think Tua is still a little bit too young for that. Just based off of the age,
this is a pretty good one.
If we're talking Dynasty.
Tua and Stephon Diggs side, or Garrett Wilson and Trevor Lawrence side?
Ooh, now you fucking with me. Now you fucking with me. Cause you know Diggs is my boy. Now you fucking with me. You fucking with me now. I'm gonna take T. Law and Garrett Wilson, but you you fucking around now.
Jackson, what is good, bro? Don't even get me started,
Good,
bro. It was
Jackson.
fucking bullshit, bro. What fucking play calling we had?
Jackson.
Redonkulous, bro.
Jackson. You like it? You like it? The fuck on. Let's go, baby.
I broke things.
Let's go, baby.
All right. Let's get into some Justin Herbert trades real quick. There it is. Bagala.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Jackson. I had to come back. I had to come back.
All right. Superflex. Russell Wilson, Stephon Diggs, Brian Robinson, or Justin Herbert. Which side? Russell Wilson, Stephon Diggs, Brian Robinson, or Justin Herbert?
That's a boatload. I think B-Rob's going to be pretty good. Diggs is Diggs. Russell Wilson looked like a show. That's a boatload.
Superflex. I'm still on Herbert. I'll take the Herbert side. I'm getting off of Russell. I'm getting off an RB2 who you can find anywhere. And then Stephon Diggs, just getting older. I don't got to give up any first or draft capital.
Maybe.
I'll take Herbert.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
This is a good one.
That's a lot, though.
Patrick Mahomes or Justin Herbert, Treylon Burks, and a 2023 208.
I'm not trading Mahomes, dude. I'm not trading Mahomes, dude.
Yeah, I'm not trading Mahomes.
I won't be that guy.
It's not a crazy tear down from Mahomes to Herbert.
It's not, but I'm not trading Mahomes, dude. I just can't be that guy. You're not that guy, pal. I can't be that guy, kid. I mean, if Treylon Burks looked a little bit better, maybe I would. Yeah. But just he doesn't tickle my fanny. So
all right, Superflex, Justin Herbert, the 110. No, Justin Herbert or the 110 Chris Olave and Aaron Rodgers.
You're getting a first round pick, but Justin Herbert.
You're getting the 110, you're getting Olave and you're getting Aaron Rodgers. Or you're getting Justin Herbert.
Yeah, but you just don't know if Aaron's gonna play next year. I'm gonna stay with Justin Herbert.
All right, let's see.
It really turns out to be the 110 and Olave because Aaron Rodgers is probably gonna be off in a fucking rainforest somewhere doing shrooms.
This is another good one. Treylon Burks, Jalen Hurts, and the 105, or Justin Herbert and Saquon Barkley.
Ooh, Justin Herbert and Saquon Barkley. Justin Herbert and Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, I'll take the other side. I'll take Hurts. I'll take the 105, and I'll take Treylon.
Maybe. Nah, it's not bad either way, but I'm going Herbert Barkley.
That's a close one. That's a real close one. We've got Justin Herbert, KJ Osborne, and a second round pick for Kyler Murray, and a 2023 first and a 2023 and a 2024 first. So
Kyler Murray
first, 24 first, Kyler Murray, Herbert, the second, and Osborne. Yeah, I'll take Murray.
Give me Murray in the first.
Yeah, I'll take that too. Let me see. Let's look up Kyler Murray and see what kind of trades have been going on for Kyler Murray here. Jackson said, question for you guys. I'm making a dynasty league with some guys I know. What would you say the best way to start it up and what format would be the best? I mean, nowadays the most popular is a 12-team Superflex League, start 10. That is the best and most popular nowadays amongst everybody out there.
The only thing I would say is that if you are doing a dynasty league, Jackson, you want to make sure you have people stay in your league. Everybody thinks it's a good idea, but dynasty takes a lot of commitment. So have your league, have everybody pay at least 2 years up front. At least this way, you know you have a league for 2 years.
Yeah, the best thing to use is League Safe. Just look it up, type it in
Mhm.
Google. League Safe is the best way to go. Everybody can see that their funds is in there. Nobody can steal it or run away with it. And yeah, like Bagla said, always do it 2 years in advance. The best way to do it is make it $100 a year, so that people are paying $200 up front. That means you know that they're serious about the
And
league,
they're gonna be committed.
and they're committed. For the league, also make a set of bylaws and rules for the league. There's another one. This way, everybody knows the rules and so on and so forth. And if you want
Yes,
to
be
leave,
very clear.
if you want to leave the league, then you got to find somebody to replace you. There's a bunch of rules and stuff that you can use. If you want, message me on Instagram. I'll send you one of the bylaws in one of my dynasty leagues that I'm in, and you can kind of use it as a guideline to make your own. But yeah. And you don't have to do super flex. You can do one QB, if you want, whatever
It's
floats
it
your boat.
yeah. Whatever format floats your boat, and however you and the guys that you're getting to join your league, however, and you know how to play fantasy, it works. All I stress is that if you're into dynasty and you really want to do dynasty and keep your league going, just make sure you get people to pay up front at least multiple years up front. This way, you have your league set for years to come.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like we're right on about Kyler. I mean, 2 firsts and a third for Kyler Murray. Uh,
Mhm,
Mid 23 first and Njoku for Kyler Murray. I'll do
mhm.
that. I'll give that up all day.
Yeah,
Kirk Cousins and Kittle for Cole Kmet and Kyler Murray. I like the Kyler Murray side on that.
I do too. Because Cole Kmet started to come along this past year. He
Yeah,
looked pretty good.
that was a good one. Let's see what else. Kyler Murray for Najee Harris, the 109 and the 24 second. Yeah, if you need a QB, I mean,
If you
Najee's
need a
worth the first. You're
QB,
giving
yeah,
up the first. You're basically playing 2 firsts and a
two
second.
first and a second.
So it's worth it. Here's another one: 2023, 107, a 2024 first, or Kyler Murray. Yeah, I mean, that's what you're going to wind up paying for a
For a
QB
quarterback,
in these
a
super
young
flex
quarterback.
leagues.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. But yeah, if anybody out there got any questions, any trade questions, throw them in there. Let me check Facebook. I know I had a couple Facebook questions, so let me go over some of these. Before we hop off there. All right. Would you trade a 2024 second and a 2024 fourth for John Mechie?
I don't think the fourth really matters. I think it more likely comes down you're giving up a second. Yeah, I'll give up a second for Mechie for the unknown. Why not?
Yeah, well, that's what I said. The second is fine, but the fourth, the guy's just trying to get over, like get something
He's
back
being a
for it.
dick. Yeah,
Like,
he's
give me
being
a
a
fourth
dick.
back. Just give me a running back that doesn't play. Just something. Give me something
Hmm.
that fills up my roster spot or has some kind of little potential there.
Yeah, but I'll do it because I think Mechie might be a little good.
Yeah, I don't mind spending
The second
a
on him.
late second at least. I don't know if I
Yeah.
want to start mid, but
I would go mid, maybe like, oh, well, you say late. Yeah, probably like 207, 208. I wouldn't mind giving up.
yeah. Just seeing if we've got any last questions before we hop off here. No, I think that was it.
And my
Oh, hey,
fucking lad.
I got one more. I got one more. Guy got offered to get Tua. He's got to give up Godwin, the 108, and the 2024 first.
Godwin 108 and 2024 first for Tua.
Yeah, I said I think it's too much. You should be able to get
That,
somebody better for that.
that is too much, dude.
And
That
if you
is, I
can't,
mean,
then just wait and hold.
yeah, that is too much. I mean, you don't know what's gonna go on with Godwin because Tommy might leave, whatever. But that's still a lot.
Yeah, that's definitely
That 2024 first is the killer. Maybe if it's Godwin in the first, I do it. One of the firsts, but
yeah.
2 firsts and Godwin, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'd rather try and get
Godwin in 1.
I'd rather try and get somebody else than,
Yeah, if I'm gonna give up that, I should be able to get more than 2, right?
yeah, at least I would think so. I mean, if you can't,
Yeah.
then just wait. There's no rush, so
Mhm.
that's always how I look at it as well. But yeah,
Shit, turn around and trade for Kyler Murray. You're giving up 2 firsts.
yeah, yeah. What was I looking at here? But yeah, I think
Kyler Murray at least knows how to stay out of the way.
yeah.
You know, Tua always got a head injury. Nah, I don't want that.
Yeah, I mean, they said, the doctor said, it's not anything that they're
Bro, it's gonna
worried
keep
about.
coming back.
As of right now, they're not worried about it unless it keeps happening. But
It's gonna keep happening. It
and
happened
then
all season. He
and
doesn't
then
know how to fall, and he doesn't know how to stay out of the way from getting hit. Like some guys just know how to not to get hit hard. Tua is not one of those guys. He doesn't know how not to get hit hard, and his body is so frail. He's so slender.
yeah, and then the last report was that they are committed to Tua next year, and Tua is their quarterback. That was the latest that kind of came out. So you can at least feel good about that if you've got Tua.
Oh yeah, he showed enough that he can play. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
just that is he going to be able to stay on the field?
Yeah, so I don't know. Let's see. I just had a trade come through. What pick is that? What pick is Lord PPJ? I got a trade in my inbox.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest
He wants to
tool.
give me my pick, MVS, and Scott Perrine for Saquon Barkley. No, bro, that's not. No, we're not doing that.
What pick?
Try to give me the 109, MVS, and some other bum for Saquon. No.
Nah.
No thing. I think I'm just gonna keep Saquon. I was thinking about selling Saquon for like a top wide receiver, but I don't really need to with the guys that I have. So I don't know. If I just draft Gibbs, I think I'm set. You know?
Yeah, you should be.
So. All right, Bagala, you got anything else before we hop out of here?
Nah. All those guys that got those 2024 picks, Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, Harrison, Caleb Williams, couple good QBs coming out. So, you know.
Yes, sir. 4 or 5 shots.
All right. Anyways, we out. We'll see y'all next week. Send us in your dynasty rosters. Just check in the description there. The email is there, dynastylife, the number 4 ever at gmail.com. Make sure follow us on Instagram, Dynasty Life Fantasy Football. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe, help us out, support the channel.
And to all of those Viking fans, my deepest condolences.
God, here we go. Fuck you. We gotta
Let's
end it
go.
now. Fuck out of here.